Guys, we make small tattoo, finger tattoo.
Although the lionfish is not a good
Fine
swimmer,
line.
it's difficult to capture it alive
That
without
tattoo,
hurting it.
guys.
Diving at a depth of 145 feet is considered a strain on the
Kayla
heart and
from
body.
Bukus.
The divers must therefore economize their energy
Yeah.
in order to avoid tiring too quickly.
I will draw first maybe.
They must also watch out for the fish's poisonous fangs. The sting is extremely
So
painful.
this one,
And
where
the
is it?
suffering is so intense, it can
and
provoke a
this
serious
one,
diving
and I would
accident
like
with terrible consequences.
yeah, and will it go there?
The team has captured 30 specimens. This should be enough for the
Okay guys,
laboratory.
before we start, just so
It's
you
now
needle
time
is
to
new and
surface.
sterile.
Because at this depth, the oxygen gets used up very quickly. These dives seldom last more than a half hour. There's a big difference in pressure between the depths and the surface. The fish haven't had time to decompress, and their bellies are swollen with air. To keep them alive, James Morris pierces their swim bladder with a hollow needle. The air is able to escape, and the fish quickly returns to normal.
Very small.
Back at the Beaufort Research Center,
All of
James
your
Morris
tattoo
transfers
is
the
fine
fish's
line.
tools filled
Yeah.
with continually
I
recycled
have a
seawater.
few here that are
This
fine
will be
lines
their
as well.
temporary home.
Nice.
DNA will be analyzed. The systematic comparative analysis of the DNA of all the lionfish collected in this region of the Atlantic should lead the research team back to the original strain. They'll then be able to understand how the species arrived here,
One,
to
one,
locate where the invasion began. Professor Thomas Schultz, a geneticist at Duke
And
University in North Carolina, has been in charge of this study since the lionfish first appeared in the area.
So using the genetic tools and these molecular markers that we're seeing in
Nice.
the genetic
I will draw the other one.
that we're hoping to be able to tell
Okay.
is
This one, the
how
next
many
one.
fish were
And the next ones are on
originally
this
introduced
here.
into the East Coast of the United States.
This
So
one,
when you look at two fish and they tend morphologically to be very
On this
similar,
finger.
you can't distinguish for lionfish that were introduced into the Atlantic. Probably fewer than 10 was introduced into the United States, likely from the aquarium trade. It is a very popular aquarium species that is imported into the U.S. from Indonesia, from the Philippines. We know that many thousands of lionfish have been imported into the United States in the last decade.
Thanks to the work done by Dr. James Morris and Professor Thomas Schultz, we now know how the lionfish arrived in the waters of the Atlantic. Exotic fish aficionados decided that their lionfish didn't really belong in
Yeah.
a family aquarium.
It's a bit. Yes, like you,
They
me.
didn't have the heart to kill them,
Give me.
so they released them into the nearby
Design,
ocean waters
then we
below.
usually do the design. So you get
The
anything
reason
else?
of
Um,
lionfish
and-
introduced is still not clear, and we know that is a bad idea. And there are many outreach campaigns and efforts to try to inform the public
And then
about the
this one?
impacts of releasing new pets into
this
the
one
water.
down here.
I assume that the specimens set free in Florida, so far from their natural habitat, would still stand up.
Later I draw them. This one first. Okay, we always support by Emala Premium Needle from Emala. malah
In
grand
the Bahamas,
new
the
tattoo.
deterioration of the marine ecosystem is so disturbing that the government has
Sideline
decided to
tattoo.
stop lionfish.
YouTube. We have YouTube channel as well. So
Nicola and her team
Find us
have
and-
established a study perimeter. From there, square
Google
foot
Maps,
by
so we
square
have
foot,
to.
the team will inventory all the different species of fish
Easy to
in the
find.
selected zone.
We
The
stay in the
results
wood.
are even more
Yeah,
alarming than
that's just
expected.
outside.
A lionfish is
Yeah, just like
everywhere.
20 minutes.
It occupies every crevice and every hole. Not
Are
only
you
that,
from Ubud?
but many
Yeah,
naturally
10
occurring
minutes
species
from
like
here.
the surgeonfish, the grouper, or the parrotfish
Is
have all
this your
been
family?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm very worried about the future of marine ecosystems in
so quickly and so completely. Dr. Justin Grubich studies the kinematics of underwater predators. He works on the physical structure of fish and their movements.
Yep,
These
two
factors
extra
can then
light.
determine their efficiency as predators. Understanding how the lionfish captures its prey. Justin Grubich's research requires special equipment that can only be used in a laboratory setting. This lionfish was captured. Justin Grubich has been feeding it with tweezers. This lengthy protocol is coming to an end, and the scientists can now film the predatory act with a high-speed camera. Justin gives it a shrimp, and the camera records it all at a speed of 2,000 frames per second.
Can I see one more time?
You'll see here that the jaw actually protrudes over 40%, like almost 40% of its head length. When it reaches its maximum jaw protrusion, it expands its head from the side, and it draws, what basically like sucking through a straw, it sucks in the prey.
Beautiful.
Experience
Yeah.
tells
You in the
in
next one?
milliseconds.
When we think about kinematics of
Just want to
how the
make sure
jaws of fish work,
everything
you gotta
is
keep
good.
in mind that the skeleton of a fish, or the skull of a fish rather, the skull of the fish is actually made up of over 20 different bones. So here we have a skeleton made by a colleague of mine, Steve Huston, and you can see how intricately aligned all the different bones are in the head of a lionfish.
A digital 3D image reveals
Blue jaw wrasse, which is also common in the Red Sea. Here we have a ciphlid known as Patinia splendida. It's a South American species that is found in the freshwater Amazon region. And it becomes a lionfish. Among marine fishes, it's very, very effective in terms of how it can feed on its prey.
the lionfish.
If you watch my YouTube channel, so we have a
Lionfish
project
feeds all the time.
for from here,
Understanding the amount of food he consumes each day will
bracelet,
help
and then
evaluate
going
the
here,
scope
and
of
then
his
going here.
predatory
That's
power.
all line walk
Yeah.
for
James
filming
Morris has
tattoo.
calculated the daily amount of food the lionfish needs.
That's my original design.
Oh,
One of the fish
beautiful.
captured in the echo has been put in a respirometer, a chamber containing. From there, a biological model of the species can be created once the food consumption factor is subtracted.
Oxygen levels in the water into the chamber and the oxygen levels in the water exiting the chamber. So we learned that lionfish can consume as high as 6% of their body weight per day over time at some of the higher temperatures. And when calculating that feeding rate, we learned that it can have quite small forage fishes and can even deplete that biomass, causing change to the reef fish community, including biodiversity and forage base that we know is really important for commercially important species like snapper and grouper.
This fish is especially voracious. This huge appetite transposed onto a 165-pound man would represent over 10 pounds of food per day. Once they have this information, they will know at what rate to eradicate the lionfish in a given zone in order to have an effect on repopulation. It's It's all about controlling the invasion. The baby fish
Yeah, it's very cute.
look quite inoffensive, but they cannot be spared because they
More
could
clean.
colonize the reef at great speed. This would compromise the results of the study.
Can I clean again? There you go.
The divers have gone through the reef with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that not a
Okay.
single specimen has been missed.
Hey, team, what questions are we gonna give you?
I mean, you will be position of this one.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Hold it. You need to stay straight.
Okay.
Nicola opens the stomach of the dissected fish.
I need to.
The stomach of a lionfish can dilate up to 30 times its empty volume. This is what provides the fish with such a voracious appetite.
It's like a crab. Yep.
Like.
Okay, so we have a green crab.
Yep, you can target not one or two haplotypes, but multiple haplotypes over an entire archipelago.
The scope of the task seems somewhat overwhelming, but the mission moves forward. At a depth of 100 feet, Skylar and the team have started to clean another reef. The movements of the injured fish have come to right to be cautious.
You wanna take picture of yourself
Underneath the
from?
lionfish's pretty bands lie
Take picture of your cell phone.
Accidental contact with these spines would be painful and perhaps even dangerous.
See, let's look.
Skylar Miller tirelessly repeats these words of caution to Bahamian students who run the risk of facing these poisonous spines whenever they swim. The lionfish doesn't have a venom gland, so to speak. The poison is enclosed in hundreds of little pouches along the length of the spine. When the spine enters the victim's flesh, the skin tears, the pouches burst, and the poison is absorbed by capillary action. The lionfish has 13 poisonous spines on its dorsal sides.
In the Red Sea, you see that the lionfish is in balance with the natural ecosystem. The lionfish is a native predator of the Red Sea, but it also has competitors. What we see in the Red Sea is we see lots of grouper species that are about the same size and are also very effective predators. So when we see lots
Have been documented to actually be preying upon lionfish at a rate that can control their local density.
Symmetry by nature has managed to colonize such huge territorial expanses. Nature has made it easy for the lionfish to spread and disperse thanks to its method of reproduction. The reproduction of the lionfish in its natural habitat has
That
never
looks
been
really
observed or
cool.
filmed. It's only by observing the reproduction of
It's okay, it's
the
okay.
species
Okay.
that we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
attempt to reconstitute it. The male performs as it drifts and dissolves and disintegrates, leaving the eggs to disperse in oceans and distances.
Okay.
Most of the eggs in the young fish are eaten by all sorts of predators, but so many are fertilized at one time that enough survivors are allowed to grow this task to expand its empire. In addition, the species is particularly fertile.
Lionfish have a very 2 million eggs per year, and they can become sexually mature within a year.
On the island of Eleuthera, the second phase of the protocol has ended. The lionfish have been eliminated and have now returned. For Nicholas Smith, the third and final phase could begin. it's time to analyze the results of the data that has been collected.
So the first 6 months of data looks really exciting. We found that if you remove lionfish once every 3 months or once every 6 months from the coral reef, we were able to reduce lionfish numbers by 50% or more than if we did absolutely nothing at all. What's even more exciting is the fact that removing lionfish only once every 3 months seems to have the same ecological impact as removing lionfish once every 3 months.
Relying on the small-scale fishermen may seem pointless, but the local fishermen are happy with the
Right. Oh, I love that.
That's not deep enough for this fish, but we still don't know at
That's
what
really
depth it
cool.
can live next year.
It's very hard.
TDA is a top-notch professional diver.
Good job.
TDA and Walt Stearns are prepping
More
for
smaller tattoo, more hard to do it. It's like you drawing the really fine line pencil, you know. It's very hard to make it precise.
Well, it looks beautiful. I love that. That's perfect.
You happy?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I will take a picture. What this mean?
Protection.
Protection and finger. This
Moon and the sun.
moon.
Mhm.
It's cool, it's cool. Yes, it's done. You happy, Rina? Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. And I leave on Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah. But I love just about everything for a week.
Okay.
It's very beautiful here.
Chilling after you get work hard at
and
home.
has no choice but to resort to enlisting the
Yeah.
help of industrial fishers.
Next tattoo design again.
From the Ministry of Agriculture and Fishing is going from boat to boat to encourage the
Okay,
fishing
this
process
plastic
to capture
is
wild
we call second skin, you know. This will be stay 24 hours. This plastic is waterproof and antibiotic. So just leave it 24. If you have cream, you can continue with the cream.
Yeah.
The plan serves to maintain marine ecosystems as well as to control lionfish populations and the land fisheries regulations. The lionfish problem is such a huge problem that one step
Can you
back-
swim? Yes, a lot have requests. Can I do snorkeling after doing tattoo?
Similar
Yeah,
to
we
other
put that
smaller
one
fish
on
that are a delicacy in
You
gastronomic
prepare for
cuisine.
towel as well.
Once its venomous spikes are removed, the lionfish can be prepared just like any other fish. The fillets are easy to carve and have very few bones. The meat is tender yet firm and very tasty.
Venom of it.
When lionfish is well prepared, it's one of the finest exotic fishes.
But when you don't have it on the menu, a lot of people are so excited to have it because they can't really have it any other place. So
The government has launched a campaign to fight the invader. Harpoons have been distributed to local populations, and underwater hunting competitions are organized all year long. Thousands of lionfish are regularly eliminated thanks to this initiative.